Well, first of all, what kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that.
You all don't remember the Georgia Southern game, do you?
You know, I hope there's Bigfoot. I don't think there is.
Like rat poison. All right, so
It's Division I football! It ain't murals!
Welcome back to the Hoppy Huddle podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all of the engagement, give us comments, give us validation. And I'm Jake. That's Ed. Today we are breaking down the absolute monster of a weekend that we have coming up in the college football season. It's week 5. Week 4.
Week 5.
No, week 5. I'm tripping. It is a huge. It's been a long week, folks. It's been a long week. It's been a long time waiting for these games, but man, there are some great games this weekend. Monster show coming up. Also got the Ryder Cup this weekend for those of you who enjoy that sort of thing. Yeah, we got a lot going on. You excited?
Yeah. There's a ton of great games, and it's been an interesting week. I mean, we had a coach firing this week. Mike Gundy was fired from Oklahoma State
We probably
midweek, which is kind of odd. We had, a lot of crazy news this week. I mean, between the time we went on air Monday. I mean, John Mateer, quarterback for Oklahoma, one of the Heisman favorites, had hand surgery.
Man. There goes that Heisman ticket.
Yeah. I mean, so it's rare that in a midweek that we get to all kinds of crazy news, which we've had. So it's been a wild week, and so certainly, it's not dull, and so maybe that bodes well for the weekend. It won't be a dull weekend either. I mean, we got some just great matchups.
So many good games. So many good games. So
I thought we would have, because it is such a great weekend, but I thought we'd have a little fun first. I got a game.
All right. I'm ready. Throw it at me. Explain the game.
We're a third of the way through the season. Hard to believe. And I thought we'd play a little game called Pretender or Contender. Jake.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw out some teams for you. We've seen a third of the season now, and some of these teams haven't played a lot of tough competition yet. So now we're finally starting to get to it this week. But I want to throw out some teams, and I want you to tell me whether yes.
Question: when you say contender, is that just contending to be a good team or national title? What are we contending
contender
for?
To make the playoff and potentially even win a game in the playoff. They don't have to win the national title.
I want to get some context here, because there are some teams that haven't played anybody that could be good teams but aren't contending for that level.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to say that they can absolutely win the national title, but I'm saying can make the playoffs.
Playoff contender.
Playoff contender, can get into the playoff, can make the playoffs, and maybe even win a game in the playoffs. Not. I mean, we know our pool is probably pretty small who actually can win a national title.
Yeah.
Okay, but
we all know the blue chip ratio.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to put Ohio State on this list. Oregon's not going to be on this list. I mean, I'm not giving you those teams. But I'm going to give you teams that maybe at the beginning of the season we didn't think belonged even in the top 25. But now we got to decide whether are they contenders or or at this point, are they just running some nice records and they're pretenders? All right?
All right. Give it to me.
So first, let's talk about the 4-0 Indiana Hoosiers. Contender or pretender?
The Indiana Hoosiers are a contender.
Oh, okay. Tell me why.
Now, because they are not only did they stomp a good Illinois team, who we kind of all thought was in that second tier of the Big Ten. Fernando Mendoza is a clear upgrade over Curtis Rourke at quarterback. They've got elite receiver play. Maybe they don't have like the greatest, I know Jeremiah Smith on that team, but they've got elite receiver play. Excellent play calling. Their coaching staff is fantastic. Coach Sig, his experience. He's kind of older. He knows how to hire good coaches, and he's surrounded himself with good coaches. They have really built a program there. And the biggest reason they're a contender is because I think that they're actually okay on the line of scrimmage, particularly on offense. And that was their big problem last year, was that when they faced those really good teams with the solid defensive lines, they couldn't block at all. right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're contending for the Joe Moore Award or that they're going to have, a top 10 offensive line unit. But Illinois has got a pretty solid defensive line. They're not weak up front, and they blocked them pretty well. It's even through up the throat, down the middle run game. They run blocked pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's a clear improvement over last year. Maybe even a bigger improvement than the quarterback position relative to how they were playing last year at that position. So because of that, and they're good on defense as well. And I don't want to make sure that the defense gets its credit too. But I think the biggest improvement has been on that offensive line, and that's why I think they are a contender. They could get into the playoff, and I think they could win a game in the playoff.
Yeah, you are correct. You got one. You're 1 for 1. You're correct. They are.
This is a true or false.
This is a test.
Okay, this is a test. I didn't know. I thought there was just opinions. All right.
I mean, you can have your opinion.
I gotta really lock it. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, because I think they're actually good on both sides of the ball, and they've got. I think the lines are improved. You're right, and they've got a good quarterback. So yes, you're right.
Yes.
Okay, number 2 team.
All right.
The 4-0 LSU Tigers, contender or pretender?
Man, see, the thing is with LSU is a little sneak preview. I'm leaning their way this week, but I think they're a pretender.
Ding, ding, ding. You're right again. 2 for 2.
And
why are they a pretender? Because I'll tell you why they're a pretender.
Because they can't run the ball at all.
Yes, that's it.
Run the ball at all.
They can't run the ball at all. They can't run.
Their offense is extremely mediocre. Garrett Nussmeier basically carries that entire offense by just being a baller. And if you have no ground game and you have no offensive line push, like they're not bad in pass protection. I'll give them that. But even then, they're not fantastic. But if you have no push on the offensive line, no run game, the good teams are just going to drop guys on you, and you're going to lose.
Yeah. I mean, and the strength of this team so far has been the defense. But when we start to unpack who they played and the offenses they played, maybe those stats are a little.
Now, I actually do think their defense is very good, but yes. I don't think that helped. Like the modern game favors offenses, and if you don't have a good offense, you're a pretender.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. All right, Jake, you're 2 for 2. There's a lot of pressure here. You've done pretty good so far. All right, let me give you another 4-0 team.
All right.
The Trojans of Southern Cal. Contender or pretender?
I have no idea. I'm gonna be.
No. This is how this game works.
No. Let me. The way that I'm leaning is I lean contender, but that's with the caveat that we don't know. Like, LSU, Indiana have played some teams where we can give a little bit of a benchmark. This week is the first real benchmark that we have for USC against a team that's solid all over. And so I do think they're a contender, but it's contender tentatively with like some hesitation because we don't quite know how they stack up against a really solid team, even though they have blown out. They were not as great as I expected them to be in the Michigan State game. All right. They just struggled a little bit to run the ball, but I do think they're a contender. I'm a bit more wait and see on USC than some of these other teams.
Okay. You're 3 for 3. They are a contender. And here's why. Because I think really they are explosive offensively.
They are. There's no doubt.
And I think they're much better. Jaden Maeva has been much better. Jordan Maeva, they've been much better than anybody thought going into the season. I mean, everybody on that team played better. And the run defense has been pretty solid. So, we'll see where everything goes from here. But I do think they are a contender. Okay. Next up, 3 for 3. You're pretty good at this game.
Yeah.
Better than your college GPA. All right. The 3-0 TCU Horned Frogs. Contender or pretender?
Man, you're really testing my patience this week, aren't you?
Yes. I know how you love them so much.
The TCU, curse be upon the Horned Frogs, are a contender. And they're a contender because Sonny Dykes and Josh Hoover have that offense humming. They're dangerous in the Big 12, and I think they can score on pretty much anybody in the country. outside maybe the top 5 defenses. And so if they don't draw one of them in the playoff game, I think they could win a playoff game. I think they're right up there as a competitor for the Big 12 title with Texas Tech currently. And so their transfers or big question marks coming into the season have worked out. So especially on defense, their defense is not the greatest, but it's much improved from last year. Give me TCU as a contender.
You were so close to being perfect. They are a pretender. They can't stop anybody throwing the ball. Okay. And that's going to be where their passing defense is horrendous. And that's going to be their downfall this year.
Right. But it's better than last year.
Okay. Comparison purposes. I think they may end up winning the Big Ten or come close. I just don't. It's going to be interesting, but I think that's going to be their downfall. It's going to be one of those. I don't know how it's going to finish out, but I still mark them as a pretender for now. I need to see some growth. Okay. All right, last one, and then we'll get on to the games.
All right.
Ole Miss, 4-0 Ole Miss, contender or pretender?
4-0 Ole Miss is a pretender. Let's be real. This isn't even an argument. They're a pretender. Trinity Chambliss, love the name. Great story. D2 transfer, national champion. They're about to get a wake-up call from the dudes on LSU's defense. And I think this is a down year for Lane. I think he'll be exploring his options in certain Gainesvilles in the end of this season. I think he may have run his course at Ole Miss. He can rebuild, but this is going to have to be a rebuilding year, I think, relative to his previous 10-win standard. Again, if they surprise me, that's fine. Their defense has been horrendous.
Yeah, they're a pretender.
That's the
issue with them.
They're
not. Yeah, and whether the offense can continue to score is one thing. They can't stop the run. Can't stop the run. To me, you're not going to win. You're not going to win ball games. You're not going to win ball games in December or January if you can't stop the run. So they are a pretender. Okay, you did pretty good. I've got some more teams. Maybe we'll do this again next week with these other teams. Next week, I got a few others that we'll throw in there. But contender, pretender.
Okay.
This time of the year, we're still a little uncertain with some of these teams. We don't know yet.
We don't know.
So, and next week we'll be at the start of October. We may even have to give out our month of September awards. We'll see where we get there. All right. Let's get to the game this week because we got to get into it.
All right. First up, let's see. I think that
the Friday night games.
Yeah, the Friday night game. What Friday night games do you want to look at? Because I got a bet for one of them.
Well, let's start in the good old Charlottesville, Virginia, where it's feeling a little like quarter zip weather. The charcuterie boards and the old fashions will be flowing in Charlottesville outside of Scott Stadium, where your high-flying Cavaliers, who seem to have found an offense.
A lot of on clouds and movement watches will be worn.
That's right. Yes. All of a sudden, Chandler Morris on his 18th team has somehow found a way to score points. Now, here's the deal. There's something about these weird Friday night games where the road favorite comes in and things happen, especially if it's a look-ahead game. Virginia's a 7.5 point underdog. And part of me wants to think, craziness could happen.
That part of
it's not going to happen. Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now.
It's not. But a fun fact, did you know that, when Virginia and Florida State, Florida State's first loss in the ACC was to Virginia on a Thursday night game. Did you hear the crazy stat? Danny Cannell, who's, one of the cover 3 guys, does a lot of stuff. Do you know how many passes he threw in that Gallup set loss back in 1995?
I feel like if they lost, it's got to be the 90s. So
1995.
Give me 27.
67 passes.
What?
Yes. He threw 67 passes in the game. Mark Richt was the FSU coordinator, and Danny tells the story.
67 passes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought you thought.
That's funny. That's
Mark
funny.
Richt, the former Georgia coach, he was the FSU offensive coordinator at the time.
Mark Richt was the
Virginia-
coordinator at FSU?
He was before he took the Georgia
I
job.
didn't know that.
And so Al Groh was the defensive coordinator of Virginia. He decided to drop
Al
8 in
Groh.
coverage the whole time. And so Danny just kept, even though they had Warwick Dunn, one of the best running backs of all time at FSU, they just started just throwing the ball, this short little dump pattern. They just threw the ball the entire game.
See, the only reason I actually know this game happened is because growing up, I went to a lot of Virginia games that we went to together, obviously.
Yeah.
They would play the highlights from the Florida State win every other week. Every other week at Scott Stadium.
It's lore. It's
I actually it's funny. It's the number one week, right?
yes.
In the 80s, right?
1990.
90, right. I actually know that from Virginia history because they would play it. Florida State's first loss in the ACC. It was Virginia on Friday night. Yeah.
Anyway,
So I actually,
we're not going to see another Florida State loss. I think,
No,
I
no.
will tell you, I do have a lock on this game. Take the over. 59.5 is the over. Take the over. Florida State's going to score, and Virginia's going to score. I think.
I don't know though, because the way I feel like Gus is going to come out and just run the ball. Gus does that sometimes against, and so I feel like that might chew up clock. I don't know. I'm not confident in the over.
Yeah, I'll take. That's one of my picks of the week, and I can't bet this in Virginia. If I could, I would bet the over. So 59.5 is the over. So
Gotcha.
What about any thoughts on the TCU game? Oh, I actually have a thought on the TCU game on TCU Arizona State game Friday night.
I don't have a bet, but I would lean over. I think both quarterbacks are fantastic. I think both offenses are better than both defenses. So I would lean over. I'm not betting it. This is ASU -3 or 3.5, right?
Yeah, I had it at 2.5.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing.
I lean
Baylor should have
TCU.
won that game last week. I think TCU's just a better team.
I agree. I lean TCU to win, and I lean over. But I'm not
I have
betting.
TCU. TCU's getting 2.5 points. I'll take TCU plus 2.5.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I think that might be a fun. Like, I mean, Arizona State could really quickly. They're 1-0 the conference, but they kind of need to win this game.
Yeah.
If they want to stay in the race.
Understandable.
Okay.
I have another bet for that night, and that is
you're going Houston and
I am going to Houston at Oregon State, and that's Houston -13.5.
Yeah, Oregon State's bad.
Oregon State's really bad. This is kind of a
Yeah.
fade Oregon State play. Also, quietly, Connor Wegman been playing well this year.
Yes.
And Connor Wegman does play well when he plays against lesser opponents. It's when he plays against the high-tier opponents that he really struggles. So I think Houston, I think they will take advantage of this. Willie Fritz, good coach. I like their wide receiver. Amari Thomas is good. I think they're solid. I think Houston wins by at least 14. So 13.5 is key number. So give me Houston -13.5.
What's interesting about this game, quietly, Houston defensively has actually been good.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the biggest shock. Houston's undefeated, and Oregon State literally, I mean, out of all the teams in the FBS, 136, defensively, they're near the bottom in almost every category.
Right. And I think Willie Fritz's defense can stop them, and I think Oregon State can't stop Houston. So that's kind of what goes into
that's
my
probably
play.
a pretty good play. Matter of fact, I haven't even looked at that one yet to bet. I may have to put something on that. That's an easy
and
line.
I'm not surprised that Houston has a good defense. Willie Fritz is a good coach, and if you remember him on those Tulane teams, they had really solid defense. So it doesn't surprise me that he's built them up into a good defense, and I think he can. I'm a believer in Willie Fritz. I like him as a coach.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, that's a good call. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now we get to the Saturday games. The big match.
There's so many good games. I don't even know where to start. I guess we got to start with the noon. We'll start the noon slot. USC at Illinois. Do you want to start there?
Yeah. So that's why don't you go first? I'll let you if you want.
Yeah. So I'm betting this game. I think the play is the line still 6.5?
I had USC.
I got it at USC -6.5. a lot of people are talking about, it's 9 p.m. body clock, the time zone switch. They were late last week. This is, going all the way across the road. Illinois is all across the country on the road. Illinois is a physical team, and I don't doubt all of that. But the one thing that Illinois is lacking is their secondary. They got injured in the Indiana game, which contributed to the blowout. And it's not clear. There are a lot of guys in that injury report that are questionable this week in the Illinois secondary. I think USC will abuse the Illinois secondary. If they had all their starters in, I could maybe see this being closer, but Illinois doesn't have the depth that a lot of normal teams, that a lot of these higher tier teams do in the secondary. So give me USC -6.5. I think they run away with it. I think they win by at least 10, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. Illinois is banged up. They're losing bodies. And USC, when you look at the Power Four, when you look at an opponent adjusted per play, they're the number one offense, number 4 rushing, number 4 passing, combined number 1. They're wagging. I mean, they are good offensively when you look at their adjusted numbers. And I don't think everybody's paying attention to this at this point. I think they're still flying a little bit under the national radar, which is probably a good thing. I think everybody else is focusing on other teams. I think that probably ends on Big Noon on Saturday. I think they're going to take them to the woodshed and just beat them bad. And then all of a sudden, we're going to be staring down at a USC Notre Dame matchup in about 2 or 3 weeks. I forget when that plays, and that's going to be a big game for both teams.
So Notre Dame didn't fumble the bag.
They can end Notre Dame season with be nothing greater for everybody. Yeah, I'll take USC -6.5. That's one of my locks of the week.
Yep. Speaking of Notre Dame and the Fighting Irish, they're going. This is at Arkansas, right?
Yeah. Explain this line to me.
I'll explain the line to you. Neither team has any defense. That's the line. Notre Dame's defense has been bad. Arkansas's defense has been horrible.
Did you see Arkansas fumble? I'm not sure they can hold on to the football.
I don't think it matters. Arkansas can score.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Notre Dame's secondary has been bad. They've not just been not good. They've been bad, all right? And people keep thinking that this is the Notre Dame defense from last year. And you gotta purge that image from your brain, because that is no longer the case. They are not that team from last year. They are much better on offense than they are on defense. Their strength of their team is actually their underneath passing game. It's not their running game. Their O-line's not as good. And their secondary on defense, which is where they were strongest last year, is much weaker this year. They're actually stronger up front.
Okay, I get all that, but
that's where the line's coming from. I still think Notre Dame covers, but
yeah, they cover. It's 4.5. If this were 10.5 or 12.5, I might have a different number, but it's a 4.5 line. Notre Dame's strength is running the ball. Arkansas is terrible at defending the run. I don't see where Arkansas is going to make this a game.
No, Arkansas. That's the reason, is because Arkansas literally will not be able to stop Notre Dame on off defense.
Yeah. I mean, this feels like I don't have the over under in front of me, but I imagine Notre Dame's going to hit their team over pretty easily. I would think.
I don't know what the team over is, but the total over is 63.5.
Oh, that's a little high, but Notre Dame might hit 40 of that, 45.
Yeah, that's why it's high, is because those teams are going to go off.
Yeah. I can't see Notre Dame losing this game. That would be a real upset in my mind if Notre Dame loses.
I can't see it either.
There's a difference in the players too. If you look at the
and look, I like Taylor Green. He's good. He's fun to watch. I actually really enjoy watching him play. Yeah. But it's kind of him and duct tape and WD-40 and a bag of chips. Like,
well, they're one of my Notre Dame -4.5 is another one of my locks of the week. I had a bad week last week. Thank you, Baylor and Nebraska, by both losing by 3 when I had you at 2.5. I appreciate
Vegas always knows, man. They always know.
Vegas knows, man. Vegas knows. So that made my week 1-4 instead of 3-2. So I'm 10-13 on the year now. So
anyway. I was 3-3 last week.
Yeah. So
could almost. We're getting there. We're gonna get positive this week. I can feel it.
We're gonna get.
I'm spraying the board this week. By the way, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks this week.
Yeah. All right. What you got next?
All right. Next up, I think we need to move on. There's a lot of like mini games that on another week I would be pretty interested in, but there's too much going on this week. I think we got to go to the 3:30 slot Eastern time. LSU at Ole Miss. Man, this
all
is
right.
going to be.
Can
an
we first
interesting
talk
game.
about what's going on with Landry and Whit Weeks and Lane? I mean, this is next level genius planning by Lane Kiffin.
For anyone who says guys don't like reality TV, it's not that we don't like reality TV. It's that our reality TV is different, and our characters are sports athletes and their families. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to explain the context?
So Lane's daughter, Lane Kiffin, Landry, who is just an Ole Miss sorority girl. I'll leave it at that. You can do your own Google searches or Instagram searches. She announced she went Instagram official with her boyfriend, Whit Weeks,
starting LSU linebacker.
The star linebacker of LSU on Monday.
Not like a mini player, major important player, Whit Weeks.
Yes. And then, so that set off the firestorm. And then the first comments was Lane going, take the over. I mean, what is going on here? I mean, and it happens the week that Ole Miss is playing LSU. Come on, people. This is total setup. I mean,
yeah. And honestly, like, I don't think it's total. I think we're all getting a little conspiracy here, but I do think it's funny. Like, Lane is the type of guy that would be like, hey, just wait to do it on the week. It would be really funny. He's honestly the Elon Musk of college football, where he would do stuff just for the meme. Like, yeah. So anyway, he says take the over.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, if it's going to get anybody's head or not, who knows? But it's just fun, man. So it just adds more fuel to this fire this week with this matchup. It's third in a row these two teams have met, and they're both ranked. Obviously, they've played some bangers the last couple of years. Last year's game was 29-26. 2 years ago, it was 55-49. Remember that game? I mean,
I do. That was a crazy game.
That was a crazy game. They have played some classics. You know, this one to me, we got a lot of issues. First of all, LSU has shown, and we talked a little bit about this in our contender or pretender segment. They haven't shown the ability to run the ball yet. We don't know how hurt Nussmeier is. Is he just going to be banged up all year? So their offense is struggling. Defensively, that's been the strength of this team. Certainly, both running, the rush defense has probably been better than the passing defense, but both are really good. They're not giving up a lot on explosive plays. And that is where Ole Miss is going to have to make their living, is trying to throw the ball. I don't know if Trinidad Chambliss is going to be able. He has not seen a rush like the rush he's going to face.
Harold Perkins is going to come flying off the edge and scare that guy into another state.
Now, the good news, I think, is that Ole Miss's biggest weakness, the absolute weakness of their defense, is their rushing defense. And so I don't think a team like LSU is really going to take advantage of it. Now, LSU is playing Oklahoma or somebody. I think you got problems. But I don't think LSU is really set up to take advantage of Ole Miss's weakness. I think we're going to see a little bit of a shootout here. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game again, given the setup. Ole Miss is a 1.5-point favorite. I like Ole Miss, and I'll give the 1.5. I think they win a tight ball game.
Hey, I'm betting LSU, man. Give me the 1.5 points. I think you're right on a lot of the analysis that you just said. I think Ole Miss's defense, especially their run defense, is not very good. But I think that doesn't matter. Or I think it does matter that LSU's run offense is not very good. But I will say, I think LSU is better on the lines of scrimmage than Ole Miss is on the defensive line of scrimmage. And the reason for that is I think LSU can actually pass block, and I think Ole Miss cannot pass rush. And I think that if you give Garrett Nussmeier time, he's one of the most cerebral and mentally talented quarterbacks in all of college football. If you give him time, he will dissect and read and destroy your defense. They've had problems giving him time because teams can just pin their ears back and pass rush, knowing that LSU is not going to run the ball. I don't think Ole Miss is going to be able to pass rush like that and get that sort of pressure. I think Garrett Nussmeier will be able to make the right plays, even if he's not at 100% efficiency. I think he'll make enough plays to get them to win the game. And I think the LSU defense is going to be a shock to the system for Trinity Chambliss.
Well, okay, Jake. In our chat, it's a good question here. Is their defense good, or is it just they played 2 bum teams of Florida, Clemson? I tend to agree. I think their stats look good nationally because they played 2 horrible offensive teams, and DJ Lagway is overinflating their defense. And that's why I lean Ole Miss. I think their defense is getting a little bit more love nationally because of who they play.
And I would say the same argument for Ole Miss's offense and Trinity Chambliss. Look at that Arkansas defense they played. Scored a lot of points. Arkansas defense is terrible.
Yeah, but Kentucky's isn't that bad. Kentucky's is not a terrible defense.
Yeah, and they didn't play that well against Kentucky.
Well, again, okay, we're going to differ. Ole Miss is one of my locks. Of the week.
I'm picking LSU. I have bet that.
All right. Well, we differ. We differ this week, but I try to raise you right. You can't see everything correctly sometimes.
Yeah. All right. I got sometimes you got to teach an old dog new tricks, and that's what I'm here for. All right.
All right. Oh,
where do you want to go next?
Well, let's stay. I mean, good grief. Saturday at 3:30. I don't know which games you're watching because we got 2 great SEC matchups. Let's just stay in the SEC. Man, Auburn, what are you doing? You're scheduling these back-to-back games. My goodness.
They didn't make the schedule.
I know. Auburn goes to A&M, man. That is just a tough place to play after losing to Oklahoma. I should say getting beat by the refs, but whatever.
Yeah. 105 plus thousand people going to be at in College Station. They are going to be screaming their heads off and singing the Aggie War hymn. And I think that Auburn is not going to come out with the win. I think A&M is going to get the victory. I think that A&M's run game, especially, I think they have some of the best running backs in the country and one of the best offensive lines in the country. Yes, Kyle Field and the Yell Leaders will be very I think their chances are dumb. I think they're dumb, but I am a believer in Mike Elko, that he can coach a defense. I think Mike Elko will have Jackson Arnold in a box, and I don't know if he can he pass on that defense. I think Mike Elko is going to challenge him, and I think that'll be the determining factor in the game.
I mean, so let's look at this. Texas A&M this year has not been the defensive team we thought they would be so far through the first 4 weeks. It's been their offense which has led this team, which is the surprise. Marcel Reed's been a lot better, and they've scored a lot of points. The defense has actually been a letdown. I mean, they're giving up. The A&M defense is giving up.
I'm not saying they're great, but I'm saying he'll have Jackson Arnold in the box.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so everything in me scream. I'm not betting this game, and I don't think it's a lock.
I'm not betting this game either. Not touching this game, man.
Everything in me screams that A&M is going to win this game, but I just have this gut feeling that says, whenever A&M starts to get moving, that 100-year history of we don't really deserve this because something will always go wrong hits. And I just feel like maybe this is the Saturday that, Marcel Reed starts to look like, Johnny Manziel coming off a 3-night bender, he's going to throw 3 interceptions. Auburn, Jackson Arnold will start complete like 85% of his passes. I mean, I just feel like something's going to go wrong.
What alternate dimension would that be?
I mean, listen, if you're an A&M fan, that alternate dimension is reality a lot of times. Look back to last year. They were 7-1. We were talking SEC title game. And then, they just fell apart.
Who's we?
Well, a lot of A&M fans.
Yeah.
So I think, listen, Auburn is a really good defensive team with a good running game with a quarterback that may or may not make big plays at times. And if they can just feed the ball to Ken Coleman, if they can figure that out, there's a path here. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm rooting for them. But Braun the GOAT, Arnold is awful, but he's the best they got. What are you going to do?
I think A&M comes out with the victory, but kind of an ugly, unconvincing victory would be my assessment.
Yeah, I'm not betting this one. So
No way. I'm saying far away from this one.
Oh,
All
man.
right. I think
We still got 3:30 games to go through. We ain't
yeah,
got to
I
the
think
night
we got to
game
hit
yet.
up the Big 10.
Oh my goodness, there's 2 great games at 3:30 of that time slot.
Yeah, this is Illinois, Indiana, or sorry, Iowa,
Yeah,
Indiana. Bro, I get my eyes mixed up. Too many I teams, the Big 10.
and they
Indiana,
all have the initials on their helmets.
right. Indiana, Iowa, because Iowa, they have a Hawkeye. Indiana, Iowa.
Indiana and Iowa.
And this is going to be an Indiana blowout
Oh
because
yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed. The line for this game is 7.5.
Why.
Iowa doesn't have a good defense this year. They're not that
They're
good.
okay. They're okay.
Indiana is going to run roughshod over this team.
I mean, I don't think their defense is that bad, Jay.
No, it's not
think
the
if you look
Iowa
at it-
defense of old, though.
No, it's not quite at that level. But when you look at opponent adjusted per plays, it's really not that bad. But this is a good Indiana team. I expect them
It
to
is
come
a
in and
very
score
good
some
Indiana team.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't know how this team's stopping them. I really don't.
And then on the flip side, Indiana has a solid defense, and I don't trust Iowa to move the ball at all. And so I think you could see even if Iowa's defense plays up, you could see a 17-3, 21-7 type of game, like low scoring but still easily covering.
I think we got to give Iowa big props for averaging almost 138 yards per game in passing. I mean, they are really coming forward into the 1990s.
It's a good point, Bron. Rutgers was cooking them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana's much better than Rutgers.
This game. Yeah. So I have Indiana 7.5. That was the easiest number for me to pick this week.
Absolutely betting Indiana minus 7.5.
Yeah. Easy game to look
That is the lock of the week right there. That is my absolute pick of the week. That is, hey, the 100% Jake guarantee worked last week, so we'll take it again this week.
Put it in stone, people. Put it in stone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's stay in the Big Ten. Another 3:30 game, man. 3:30. You better have 4 TVs going. That's all I gotta say.
Oh boy, are you ready? Are you ready for a spicy take on this one? Ohio State.
Yeah, I am. I'm really curious
Washington.
to hear what you're going. Let me hear what you think of this game.
I am a Damon Williams believer, okay? I spent Tuesday watching Damon Williams highlights. This kid can play. He looks like Kyler Murray reincarnate. A little taller, though. He's 5'11", which is still not super tall for a quarterback. But, man, I love their offense. They're averaging over 50 points a game. They have kind of played nobody. This is only a 8.5 spread, 9.5 spread, something like that.
Yeah.
Against a team we're led to believe is the number 1 team in the country. I don't know if you know, but Washington keeps battling it out every year or so. They set the record along with who else or some other team for loudest stadium in the country. They are up there. They are consistently over 123 decibels. The way their stadium is constructed with the massive overhangs because it rains all the time in Washington, it reflects the sound down. That is one of the loudest environments in the country that is underrated. They show out for the Husky Stadium. I think Julian Sayin, this is his first big road test. I think he'll struggle. And I think Ohio State will win, but I think Washington will cover. So give me Washington plus the points.
Jake, you make some, very coherent, intelligent points.
Damon Williams. You
forgot one thing.
What's that?
And it's okay. I understand. It's you're still getting used to working a full week out of college. It's rough.
What did I forget?
You forgot. Washington's defense is terrible.
This is true.
Washington State went up and down on the out of the Power 4. They're 58 out of 68 rushing on opponent adjusted per play. They are terrible defensively. Damon Williams will have to score 100 points if they want to get close to Ohio State. Listen, I agree with you. This is going to be a tough place to play. I think Julian's saying he's never played in a place like this before. But man, There's no way Washington's hanging with them. Maybe for a half, but this game will break wide open in the second half. I think Ohio State's got way too much firepower.
I think this is a game where you finish. It's like a very high scoring game, and I think Ohio State probably wins by 7 in the fourth quarter. I think Washington's in it the whole game.
I'm not betting this one because I just don't. I mean, there could be just a lull from Ohio State traveling, but I just cannot see this being close. So.
Dude, I think even though I think they'll lose, I think the world is going to wake up to the Washington Huskies this week. And I was a big believer in them all off season.
You were.
Their defense is worse than I thought, but their offense is exactly as good as I thought it would be.
You had them a playoff team, didn't you?
I did. I had them sneaking in there as the fourth.
Yeah, they're not making the playoffs.
I don't think that's happening.
That defense.
No, I agree. And no. We're wrong about a lot of things. I don't think that's happening, but I do think they can compete in this game. So.
Okay, well,
I'm excited to watch it. I'm gonna be tuned in.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be
great.
Fun to watch. And honestly, Ohio State we just really haven't spent much time on since the Texas game. They just kind of disappeared for 3 weeks, so it's kind of fun to get them back on the radar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Now let's get to the night games. The big ones.
I'm gonna bet at the 4:15 game.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Give me Tennessee minus 7.5. Against Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, what is that line? Do you think Tennessee, scores 40 plus against Georgia and they're not going to win by 7.5 versus Mississippi State? Excuse me, these two teams run the same scheme. Jeff Lebby and Josh Heupel, they both run the veer and shoot. Okay, they both do it. The difference is Tennessee's got way better players. I think they win by 14 at least, and I think they probably run away with it considering Tennessee's defense, it's not amazing, but it's definitely skilled enough to contain Mississippi State.
All right. Are you ready? You ready for my thoughts in this game?
Yeah.
This is the upset of the week. This is the one we don't see coming.
What?
Mississippi State beats Tennessee outright. Money line, straight up. Nobody sees us. Nobody sees us coming.
Because it's not coming. No, that's why nobody sees it. It's not there.
I see it coming. Look at these eyes, baby. I see it coming.
All right.
Nobody's talking about this game. And it's like Mississippi State that's a tough place to play with those cowbells. And I think this is a place Tennessee's just going to walk in, think they have it. And I think Mississippi State's going to shock the world. This team's better than we think.
I don't think they're going to. I think the Mississippi State-Arizona State game showed more about Arizona State than it did Mississippi State.
All right, fans of the podcast, mark it down next week. I want you to mark this point in the podcast when Ed said Mississippi State's going to beat Tennessee.
All right, yeah, we'll see. I'm betting Tennessee minus 7.5. So
right.
I'm pretty confident.
I'm not going to bet it though.
Yeah, see, he's not betting. I'm betting. There's your judge on who's more confident in this. right there. All right.
Oh, sorry about that. I ran out of money.
Money where your mouth is. You putting money on the Mississippi State money line? No. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to bet it.
Now you're going to bet it.
I'm going to bet it now. I'm going to get my app out. I'm going to take care of it. So.
All right.
There you go. Thank you. Someone's backing me in the chat here. So.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Now, we've had the appetizer. We've had the bread. We've had the soup. We've got our drinks. Now it's time for the main course.
Oh, boy.
Man, you have to have 2 TVs tonight. There's no other option. If you don't have a second TV, go to Best Buy, go to the open box in the back and buy a second TV because you're going to need it for the 7:30 slot. Oh, man. Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Oregon. What do you want to hit first?
Let's do Bama, Georgia.
Georgia.
Go.
So
my first thoughts are this game feels a little overlooked.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I just don't have the juice it used to have. But, and it also feels like if you lose, it's not the end of the world. Because I don't know.
This is what I told you would happen with playoff expansion.
I know.
This is what you wanted.
I really don't love what I see from Georgia in several aspects. I'm not thrilled with what happened at Tennessee. I thought their secondary really didn't hold up very well. So then I look over the other side and I see everything. I see what happened with the FSU game, and then I see what's happened since with Ty Simpson and those receivers. And Alabama has sort of righted the ship. And part of me thinks maybe just that first game, they just, it's a first game. They're just, all off season, you're just doing internal hits. You're not ready to go. and they just got smashed in the mouth, and now they're kind of right. And so maybe that just sometimes that happens to teams. They're just first week of the season, and now all of a sudden we have awoken them, and they're going to be okay. But I just don't know, and I think home field advantage is going to be critical here, and I think this game will be close. The only thing that I could think about is if it's a close game, Georgia's a little bit more disciplined. They're just not committing the penalties. Bama is a very undisciplined team under Kalen DeBoer.
That's true.
And I think if there's going to be a difference in this game, I think I lean towards that a little bit, and that somehow that might be a difference maker down the stretch. So I'm not betting this game, but I think Georgia's going to win this game in a close contest because of the home field and because of how disciplined they are.
It's good analysis. I respect it. I disagree. Give me Alabama plus the points. I think they could pull an outright upset, but I'm taking them plus the points. I think that
Is Jam Miller back?
Jam Miller's back.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to be a big difference for that rushing attack. Yeah.
Jam Miller is back on running back. I think that Ty Simpson, while he struggled in the FSU game, I think he's righted the ship now. He's thrown for 862 yards, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think a little note here. Say what you will about Kalen DeBoer. He can coach up a good offense.
Yeah. And
a good passing attack specifically. Tennessee threw all over that Georgia defense. Now, they were helped by some broken tackles. I will get you in some drop. Yeah, I will give you that. There's some broken tackles there. So I'm not doing it without the context. But I think Ty Simpson is much better than Joey Aguilar. I think Bama's receivers are much better than Tennessee's receivers. I think Bama's O-line, when they play to their potential, they've kind of been mediocre, but they have the talent and the skill to block really well. And I don't think Georgia has the monsters and the pass rushers that they've had in previous years. So I'm not as concerned about a lacking offensive line for Bama as I would be in previous years. I think Georgia 2 years ago obliterates this Alabama team. But we're not playing Georgia 2 years ago. We're playing Georgia this year. And Georgia this year, I think, will get torched by the Alabama passing attack. I think Alabama wins in a close one. And it's mostly on the back of Kalen DeBoer and his play calling and his offense, or his offensive coordinator's play calling. I forget. Chubb, right?
Kevin
Grubb, Ryan Grubb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't it Grubb?
Kevin Grubb. Right?
Kevin Grubb.
Isn't it Kevin?
Okay. It's Grubb. Something Grubb is the offensive coordinator. I also think, Georgia's offense, I think will move
Ryan
the ball on Alabama.
I'm sorry, Kevin Grubb. One of the NASCAR
driver.
Oh,
yeah. Ryan Grubb. I think Georgia will move the ball on Alabama's defense, but I'm just not sure that Georgia – I'm not sure they can keep up with Alabama. And so I think this will kind of be a fourth quarter team that scores last wins, and I trust Alabama more to score last in those crucial moments because I think Ty Simpson is better than Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, I will say this. If Alabama comes in and beats them pretty good, then I think you throw out that first game against FSU, and Alabama will be among your national title contenders and favorites. Because I think sometimes you just come out in that first game and everybody is just not game ready, and you just sort of and they just look like. And I don't know yet. I think we will get a test. We will get a sense of both these teams, just how good they really are with this matchup.
Yeah.
I think we saw with Georgia, Tennessee, that matchup that Georgia's got some flaws. If they can come and beat which we know Alabama's a talented team. If they can beat Alabama, then we know, okay, this Georgia team, while flawed, is going to be around. But if Alabama can beat them by a couple of scores, then you've got me. I'm done. I'm convinced that was just a fluke, and that they're going to be there at the end of the day come January.
Yeah. So I've got Alabama bet plus 3.5.
Yeah.
That hook is really nice. So I'll take that for sure.
And the good thing is, after this weekend, I think in going down all these games, we're then going to have a sense of a lot of these teams, what we think there are.
There's still a lot of question marks right now, but I think we'll have answers.
And there's a lot of games to be played, but I think we're finally going to start to go, okay, this team is real, and this one's got issues. So,
a little solution Saturday. We get solutions to all the questions that we've been searching for.
Solution Saturday. That's nice. Okay.
Just came up with that right off the dome.
That's
Bang.
good. Solution Saturday. That's good. Yeah. It's not just a hat rack.
Yeah,
So,
it's not. It's not just a headphone rack.
the other one, which we're finally going to see these teams and see what's happening, is Oregon.
I'm so excited for this game.
White out Penn State. Did you see? Did I send that to you where Oregon has some cleats that light up in the dark?
Their uniform lights up. It's mummy themed. So they're their straps, their armbands are mummy, like the glow in the dark, like the mummy armbands.
Yeah.
And they're like mummy insane. White themed. It's so cool. It's so awesome. Oregon always cooking with the uniforms, man. They're always
When is the game that I was going to get tickets to, and then your brother got upset because
what the heck?
He couldn't go.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Yeah, Luke, if you're watching, I'm sorry, buddy. We're holding out. We are going to go to a whiteout game when you can make it. So
yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah, he didn't want to get upset. He just wanted to go with us, and I wanted him to go with us too. So that's a fair.
Yeah,
we all want to go together as a whiteout game and get to one. But this would have been an awesome whiteout game to get to.
All right.
So where do you want to go with this one? You want me to go first?
You go first. You go. I've got some hot takes, so you go first.
Okay. It's hard to look at the stats on this one because I just don't think either one of these teams has played anything to really give us any sense of the stats. Dante Moore's looked great. I mean, he's real. Their offense has looked really good, but they've played teams that are barely FBS level, and actually one was FCS. So I don't even know what to make of this offense. The last time we saw Dante Moore play real schools, he was playing for UCLA, and he didn't look very good.
That was 2 years ago.
Yes. Now, of course, anybody puts on a UCLA uniform doesn't look very good. So I don't really know what to expect. Dante's never been in this kind of atmosphere. This is going to be just an incredible atmosphere. I mean, if you're Penn State, this is one of the greatest games you've had in the last few years. You talk about Ohio State games, these are the special games. Real quick in the chat, no, I'm not going to the UV game tomorrow. I wish I was. That would actually be a fun game to go to. I've got other commitments, but wish I could get there. I struggle with this because on the flips, I've seen Oregon look good. We haven't seen Penn State look good, at least offensively. Defensively, I think we're fine. I trust what Jim Knowles is doing there. I don't worry about what's going to happen. And I'm not so sure that they've shown us everything offensively. I think they've probably been playing a little cat and mouse a little bit offensively because you just don't sometimes these teams don't show everything on the season. Need to. I mean, to me, it's all going to come down to quarterback play. Can Drew Aller, can he make the throws? Can he do what's needed in a big game? I'm going to say that he's going to do enough tomorrow. I know you hate him. You do. Let's just call it. This is the Drew Aller Hate Podcast, sponsored by Jake Hoppy. Okay?
I've been on this for years.
I know. And I think tomorrow or Saturday night, he's going to show you up. He's going to make a play.
All right.
And Penn State's going to win a tight ball game. And and they will win the ball. The wide receivers, I think, are the difference this year in this Penn State offense, are going to be the difference. They haven't been yet because they haven't been needed yet. And I think that's the difference. That's what hasn't shown up in the stats.
Yeah.
So go ahead, pick Oregon. Go ahead. I already know what you're doing. I don't even need let's just end the podcast now. We know what's going to happen.
All right. Let me break it down for you. It's not the wide receivers is the problem with Penn State's offense the last 2 years. It's the fact that Drew Aller, anytime he faces a team with elite defense, he's not good, okay? He's mid at best, all right? He's another one of these guys that's really tall and has got a strong arm, and the NFL loves him because he's the right body type, and he's careful with the ball. He makes good decisions in the pocket, and he can't win dang football games against good teams, all right? I've been on the Drew Aller hate train for about over a year and a half now, right? I've never been a believer in him. I still am not a believer in him. He has not looked, you look at all the other teams that have played cupcakes, right? All the other elite teams that have played cupcakes. Ty Simpson destroyed them. Dante Moore destroyed them. Even Arch Manning had a get-right game against UTEP or UTSA, who they play last week.
I don't know.
Somebody.
Something
Tarleton
state.
Or whatever. He had a get-right game. Okay? All the best quarterbacks, when they play these cupcake teams, they show up. They get lots of good stats. They rack up the points and they play well. And Drew Allar has just not looked good. He's captain check down. He doesn't make the downfield throws that you needed to in the key moments. And everybody's like, oh, are the wide receivers arriving in the transfer portal correctly? I will tell you what, he's had a lot of different wide receivers. There's been one quarterback, and he hasn't been very good. Now, I will say, I'm not a Penn State hater. I think their running game is fantastic. I think their defense is fantastic. So I do think they're a really solid team, probably even a top 10 team. But you know what they're not? They're not a top 5 team. And also, you have to take into account that this is big game James Franklin. And let's say you have 2 coaches over here. One is a young and unproven, but he's aggressive. He always makes plus EV decisions, and he's got killers on the offense, right? A great quarterback who we haven't seen struggle so far this year. The other side, we've got 2 known quantities, which are Drew Aller and James Franklin. And we know that we've seen Drew Aller and James Franklin for a long time, right? And they consistently come up short in these big game situations. I'm going with Oregon. I think Will Stein and that offense, Corian Moore, this is going to be his coming out party. You've heard me hype him up all off season, come into this season. He's elite. He's an elite wide receiver, probably the best freshman wide receiver in the country, probably a top 10 wide receiver overall. This is his coming out party. I think Oregon wins this game. I think they take the crowd out of it early. I think the crowd will be loud, but I think they'll be prepared for it. I think Dan Lanning will make the right decisions. He'll go for it at the right 4th downs. He won't kick the field goal. He'll not do stupid stuff. And I think James Franklin sometimes has a tendency to clam up in these big situations, and he'll add another loss to his top 10 team record, and people will just continue to be mad about it.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's the right pick. And not only is it the right pick, I'm betting them. I'm betting Oregon plus 3.5. I think they go in there and win. By the way, if you're still wanting to get in on the Dante Moore for Heisman and Oregon for national championship tickets, this is the last week to do it. Because when they win this weekend, that's not going to be a good price anymore. So I already bought my tickets after week 1 watching them play. So if you want to bet those, I may not be reliable and against the spread, but I'm pretty decent at the futures markets right now.
Missouri.
Missouri.
The running back from Missouri.
Oh yeah, no, he's a dude also.
He's a machine. So.
He's a machine also.
Yeah. Well, we will see Saturday
Oregon.
night.
Go Ducks.
Yeah.
Go Ducks.
Mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. So I will tell you, man, you want to talk about Penn State has looked all year towards this. If they lose this game, it's going to be tough.
They're going to fire James Franklin. Come on.
They're not, but it's just going to they're never going to get over that hump. They're just going to finish 10-2, make the playoffs, lose in the first round again. And they're just, I don't know. It's bad.
Going to be
but
pissed.
Anyway, but it's not going to happen. They're going to win.
No, it's not happening.
Okay. All right.
We'll see.
All right. What else? You got any other picks for the week?
I think that's we've hit everything. Oh, I did add this. This is like directly ripped from the Cover 3 podcast, so shout out there. But we are taking an option game under. Rice Navy, both option teams. We're going under. It's the rule with service academies when they play each other. Rice is running basically a wacky service academy option plus trick play system. Give me the under in that game. Shout out Tom Fernelli who pointed this out on the Cover 3 podcast. But yeah, Rice Navy under, absolutely.
All right. Well, good. Well, I will not be watching that game.
No,
I watch
neither,
a lot of college football. Won't be watching that. So, all right. So we will. Man, what a weekend! Throwing some Ryder Cup when you get a chance on that 5th screen, and watch the Americans probably choke another one away as we always do. So
yeah. Any other games that you just want to mention real quick?
No, I mean
BYU Colorado at the late night slot.
Yeah, I will not be staying for that one.
BYU wins that.
I'm curious. I got some odds on Louisville Pitt. I think that's an interesting
Arizona
game
Iowa State, sneaky important game in the Big 12 race.
Yeah, there's another one of the Big 12. That's about it. I try to focus on the big ones this week. There's just so many of them. No, so we will probably do reaction show. Maybe Sunday evening or Monday evening. We have to work out the details. So
Gotcha.
Jake's a busy man. I'm living more a life of leisure.
Got places to be, people to see, places
Yes.
places to see, people to be.
People to be, yes. So, well, enjoy your weekend of college football, man. Again, it's going by so fast. Week 5, we only got 8 more of these. We got to enjoy every.
Dude, we're gonna start talking playoff rankings here soon.
Oh goodness, man!
I know, right? Here we go again.
Yes, they're going to be arguing who should be the 12th seed.
Or the
11th seed.
Yeah, right.
So,
this is why we should never have expanded the playoff.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, here we go. That's an off-season topic.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the follow on all the socials. You have a K-pop concert?
K-pop, yeah.
Hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the reaction show. Good night.